Welcome to this explainer. If you've been tracking AI lately, you already know the news cycle isn't just fast, it's an absolute fire hose with hundreds of announcements hitting every single week. Today, we are cutting through all that noise to find the actual signal. We're going to look at the massive shift happening with open weight models, unpack the courtroom and corporate dramas currently consuming the major players, and finally, look at a breakthrough that grounds us in why this technology actually matters in the first place.
Here is a quick look at our agenda for today. We'll cover how open models are catching up, dig into the latest courtroom drama, Anthropic's billing blunder, Google's Pentagon deal, hit some rapid-fire updates, and finish up with AI's true medical promise. All right, Section 1. Open Models Catch-up.
The economic disruption happening right now, it's just staggering. China's open weight model, DeepSeek V4, is aggressively undercutting U.S. frontier models. We're talking $1.74 for input tokens. Compare that to $5 for Claude Opus 4.7 or GPT 5.5. And the output disparity is even wilder, $3.48 versus $25 or $30. But here is the absolute kicker. DeepSeek V4 is offering nearly identical, state-of-the-art performance across major benchmarks.
And it's not just the price tag. DeepSeek V4 is packing a massive 1 million token context window. To put that into perspective, you could literally drop entire massive code bases, huge libraries, or years of financial records straight into a single prompt, and you're doing it for a fraction of what you would have paid just a couple of months ago.
Add in models like NVIDIA's Neutron 3 and Mistral's Medium 3.5 dropping as open weights just this week, and enterprise clients are facing a very real choice. Open models give you local hosting, total data privacy, and massive cost savings. On the flip side, closed models deliver that absolute cutting-edge capability, but they're stuck in the cloud and highly expensive. Honestly, for everyday business tasks like summarizing docs or running customer service, absolute state-of-the-art is kind of overkill. Businesses are waking up to the fact that they can get exactly what they need completely securely for a whole lot less money.
Moving on to Section 2, Big Tech Courtroom Drama.
So the highly publicized trial between Elon Musk and Sam Altman officially kicked off this week, and we are getting two wildly conflicting narratives about OpenAI's core identity. Musk is claiming that OpenAI basically abandoned its founding nonprofit mission to benefit humanity just so they could chase profits. OpenAI, on the other hand, is firing back. Their defense? They argue this lawsuit has absolutely nothing to do with humanity and that Musk is just weaponizing the legal system to boost his own competing AI platforms, specifically xAI and Grok.
And the vibe inside that courtroom? Incredibly tense. Musk actually struggled quite a bit on the stand. He frequently refused to answer simple yes or no questions and was repeatedly arguing with the defense attorneys. In fact, a reporter from The Verge summed it up perfectly, noting that after about 5 hours of Musk's testimony, they had never been more sympathetic to Sam Altman in their life. It's a remarkably messy legal battle, it's far from over, and it's going to be fascinating to watch a jury try to untangle all these competing claims.
Okay, Section 3, Anthropic's billing blunder. Now let's look at how fast a weird bug can snowball into a massive PR disaster. A developer simply uses the word Hermes in their code, which is just a common third-party AI harness keyword. Well, Anthropic's automated system completely misinterprets this as some kind of bypass attempt and hits the user with over $200 in excess charges. When the user reached out, support refused the refund, brushing it off as a routing error. Actually, scratch that, they completely dug their heels in. It wasn't until the user took the whole story to X and the post exploded to 1.4 million views that Anthropic finally issued a public apology and handed over the refund. It definitely raises some real questions about how closely these companies are monitoring developer code and slapping them with penalties based on sheer assumptions. Next up, Section 4, Google's Pentagon AI deal.
Right now, Google is caught in this massive internal tug-of-war. Their new 2024 Pentagon deal essentially allows their AI to be used for any lawful government purpose, handling classified information. But wind the clock back to 2014 when they acquired DeepMind, and they explicitly promised that the tech would never be used for military applications or surveillance. Unsurprisingly, over 600 Google employees just signed a letter demanding leadership actually honor that original promise. So Google is stuck in a really tough spot, trying to lock down massive government contracts without totally alienating a workforce that is deeply committed to its original ethical boundaries.
Let's pick up the pace a bit with Section 5, Rapid-Fire AI Updates.
First up, there is a huge restructuring happening with the Microsoft and OpenAI partnership. The old deal was totally exclusive to Microsoft's Azure servers, and it had this really unique clause that ended profit sharing once artificial general intelligence was achieved. Well, the new deal changes the whole shebang. That exclusivity is completely unwound. It's now just a non-exclusive license through 2032. There is no AGI clause anymore and no revenue share. And do you know what happened the literal next day? OpenAI models suddenly popped up on Amazon Web Services.
Not to be left out, Google just pushed some major consumer updates to keep pace across their whole ecosystem. They've turned Gemini into a direct document generator. You can literally ask the chatbot to brainstorm, and it natively spits out a perfectly formatted PDF, Word doc, or Excel spreadsheet right there in the chat without you ever leaving the window. They also added an AI pronunciation practice tool into Google Translate and rolled out this incredibly practical feature in Google Photos that analyzes the clothes you already own so you can virtually try on new outfits.
Meanwhile, the creator and ad economies are shifting just as fast. 11 Labs launched a brand new platform for discovering and prompt remixing AI-generated music. Over on Spotify, as a direct response to this flood of AI audio, they're actively rolling out a verified by Spotify badge just to confirm when an artist is an actual human person. On social media, X completely revamped its ad algorithms, launching a new AI-powered ads manager focused on deep semantic targeting to boost ROI. Oh, and on the international stage, China abruptly blocked Meta's massive $2 billion acquisition of the AI startup Monis. They are demanding the tech stay within their borders, which is causing a massive headache for a deal that was already heavily integrated.
Finally, let's slow things down for Section 6, AI's true medical promise.
3 years. That is the incredible metric that came out of the Mayo Clinic this week. Researchers there have successfully developed an AI model that can detect subtle signs of pancreatic cancer on routine abdominal CT scans up to 3 full years before human doctors could make a clinical diagnosis. You know, pancreatic cancer is notoriously deadly, and that's almost entirely because it's caught too late. But by backtesting these scans, this AI model proved it could spot imperceptible tumor markers long before they fully form. That opens up a massive window where curative treatment is actually still on the table.
In this right here, this perfectly illustrates the crazy duality of the AI news cycle. While we sit here watching tech giants stumble in courtrooms over money, fighting over classified military contracts, and squabbling over billing bugs, we really have to ask ourselves, are we focusing too much on the daily noise? I mean, generating a PDF in a chat window is super convenient, for sure. But spotting a deadly cancer 3 years before it strikes? That is the true, life-saving potential of artificial intelligence. It's just a powerful reminder of what's actually at stake as this tech evolves. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I hope this helped cut through some of that noise. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.